Welcome to Sports After Dark After Hours with your hosts Ashley Baker, Mark Gunnels, Young Heavy, and C. Lou. Hey yo, DJ DG, spin that shit.
Sports After Dark After Hours. What's going on, guys? We are live and in color and looking good, might I add. I am Ashley Baker, your host. I'm with my guys, Mark Gunnels, Young Heavy, C. Lou, your favorite, what is it, quadrant? What's it? Quadrant? Y'all can come off the mute. Quadrant. I don't know. Your favorite four, okay? There it is. Your fantastic four. Your favorite four. Yeah. That's it. Your final four. Let's go, man.
Yeah, there we go.
That's cute, right? It has been a long time coming. Again, welcome to Sports After Dark, the after-hour show. We had to bring this show to life, man. It's been a long time coming. I'm so excited to be here with my guys, Mark, Young, Lou, as we do in Sports After Dark. What's going on, my guys? What's going on? We here. We made it.
The long overdue. We finally here now. Let's get it.
Finally
I'm
famous.
excited.
Yeah, like you said, it's been in the works for a while now. Finally bringing our faces to the camera. You know, you guys hear us on the Twitter Spaces, but now you get to put a familiar face to it. So I'm really, really excited to get this thing going.
I'm excited, and I'm excited to be right weekly, prove y'all wrong weekly. I mean, I'm just ready for that. You know what I'm saying? We could, yeah. That's
here we go.
Yeah,
brother.
Cool. Listen, it's all good. I'm excited. Listen, I'm still in Vegas, people. I'm still in Vegas. The Sports After Dark crew was live from Vegas this past weekend, and I'm the lone girl standing out here. We did some summer league coverage, saw hella athletes out here. Some folks folded when they saw some athletes, some didn't. I'm just geeked to be here, man. Let's start there real quick. Lou, Mark, Hev. We was out in Vegas this weekend, Summer League. First eyes on Victor Wembanyama. Did I say his name right?
Yamba.
I don't know. I'm gonna just call him Wemby. I don't know.
Yeah, I just call him Wemby. Yeah, it's Wembanyama.
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 Oh, Wembanyama.
Oh, it's the Yama.
Wembanyama.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right, bet. Right. So first look, listen, I'll be the first to say that Vegas was rolling this weekend, man. I mean, it was like a slew of athletes, celebrities. Victor Wembanyama, bam, brought the stars out, y'all. I'm not even gonna lie. And first game, I think he only had 8 points. Second game on Sunday, I think he put up 27 and he had a double easily, 3 blocks. Tell me y'all's observation real quick before we completely dive into Sports After Dark. Tell me y'all's observation on Victor Wembanyama and stepping into the league. Anybody can go.
I'll take it first. I think everybody was quick to criticize him after the first game. You know, he did have a bad game the first game. and it was quick to criticize him. But it was like, everybody ain't gonna be great in their first summer league game. It happens. It's his first time. I feel like really playing against other NBA talent, you can say. So you know what I mean. He probably had to get his feet wet, and then you saw the second game. He looked way more comfortable in the second game, and he looked more of the Wemby that we were looking to see once he got drafted #1. I agree with you that he definitely brought the stars out in Vegas. He definitely put on a show in that second game when they went to see him.
Yeah, I don't even think he was bad in the first game. I want him to be more aggressive. He only had like 8 points, but I think he showed a good job of playmaking. He's a much better passer than people give him credit for. And then obviously in the second game, he really showed his full potential with the 27 and 12, I believe, and 3 blocks. And now they're shutting him down. They've seen enough, right? So you're not going to see no more of Wemby in Vegas, Ashton. So you need to get out of there.
I know, I'm ready to go. And it was crazy because Hev knew they was going to shut him down. Like Hev said, they're going to shut him down, which is why everybody was out here. Typically, listen, after we saw what happened with Chet, listen, that's going to be the protocol. We'll see him the first couple games, and then, they out of here. We'll see him when the season starts. Tell me what you thought, Lou.
Yeah, so it's pretty much what everybody else said. Like the first game, and this is the thing that gets me with the NBA and with basketball is that everybody gets so focused on.
Hey, Mark, this man can't stand the NBA, bro.
Everybody gets so focused on scoring, and that's what you saw like with KD and whoever was having arguments about today on Twitter. But everybody gets so focused on scoring that they discount everything else. They discount what he did in that first game as far as rebounding. He had like 8 blocks in the first game. Like he was playing on the defensive side of the ball as well as grabbing boards for the Spurs in that first summer league game. Then in the second game, he showed you his offensive bag. He went out there, he scored, he grabbed boards, and he was the sole reason on why they came back in that game. I forget who they was playing against, but why they came back in that game, that second summer league game, because he got aggressive and he just started going crazy. So it's not like I just hate the NBA. It's just that everybody, they focus so much on scoring, they put so much emphasis on scoring that they forget the other part of basketball that gets played.
I mean, I get it. I listen, the whole time that I've been out here, it's the next LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? And so I guess, like Mark said, folks would look for him to be more aggressive in the first game. I'm kind of in agreement with you, Lou, but I do feel like all areas of, like, that's the most flashy part, like in NFL, which is your dominant sport. Like, we focus on defense, sometimes get lost in the sauce. We're so focused on the high flying offenses and, the things that it takes to put points on the board. That's no different in the NBA. Folks is focused on the scoring, how good of or how prolific of a scorer you are. How do you make folks around you around you with your scoring ability? So I know that I haven't paid much attention to Wemby, but the man is freakishly tall. When I did see some tape on him, again, what is he, like 7'12"? Was it like 8 feet or something like that? Like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? The man is like 8 feet tall.
12 is crazy.
Can y'all imagine? Shout out to my man. Can y'all imagine somebody like Yao Ming being able to do the stuff that Wemby did?
Yeah, that would be crazy. That would have been wicked.
It would have been wicked, but Yao was more like the Shaq prototype, like just impose your will on somebody.
Oh
yeah, rather than the finesse type, player that Wemby is. And I agree with Wemby too.
You forget how big Yao actually was outside of
Yao was a big dude.
Yeah, Yao was a big dude.
He was actually like kind of really big,
like stocky.
Yeah.
Yao was 7'3" and like
he wasn't a Slim Shady. He wasn't a Slim Shady type boy.
Yeah. So that's why I'm definitely like just intrigued on that. But I will say, the hype around him being the next LeBron James, like, I was riding in the lifts this weekend and I'm thinking to myself, who had the most hype coming into the NBA? Like, this is probably the most I've seen in some time. But then I turn around and think about the hype around Zion, and then I turn around and think about the hype around somebody like Lonzo, like these people that they are claiming to be the face of the leagues, and then they kind of like don't be. You know what I'm saying? So just as far as y'all's recollection is concerned, like, is his hype bigger than LeBron's? Is his hype bigger than Zion's was? Let me tell you something. And I keep saying this, and y'all know, I will never forgive CBS for giving Zion a Zion cam when he was in Duke. I will never forget it. It was, I don't remember if it was like the Sweet 16 or whatever, but they gave him a Zion cam, like just wanted him to be the face of the league so bad. I'm wondering if the Wemby hype exceeds that, or is that or is Wemby like way past that simply because of how big he is and what he could do? Anybody can answer.
I'll say I think his hype was more than Zion because Zion never sold out a summer league game. Like Friday was sold out. That was the first time I believe in summer league history that it was sold out. So I think his hype was more than Zion. Do I think he got more hype than LeBron? No. LeBron was called the chosen one before he stepped on the NBA court. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
the publicity around LeBron was just was a different level. You know what I mean? Like, people were talking about LeBron
and
James.
Social media wasn't out back then.
Huh?
Social media wasn't out back then. So
True.
for him to have gotten that public, I mean, it was, but not to the level that it is
I think
now.
if LeBron was, I think if social media was like that when LeBron was coming out, it would have been far greater than what it was. If you know what I mean, it was around in that time.
What you think, Mark? Is he the next LeBron James with the hype?
I think you're talking about just like hype wise, because they don't play nothing alike. If you're talking about just playing,
so why people keep saying that he the next LeBron James?
Yeah, I don't think people are saying that. People are saying he's the. They're not saying
people not saying that. I'm hearing people say he the next LeBron James.
I never heard nobody say he's the next.
I've never heard that. I've heard people say
they might say he might be the next greatest prospect.
Yeah, they say he's the most hyped prospect.
LeBron.
Most hyped.
Oh, well, maybe that's what it is.
Since LeBron, but he's not.
Okay, fine.
LeBron. Yeah. They don't play nothing alike at all. Like they're totally different games.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's hard to compare because, like Heavy said, there wasn't the social media era like when LeBron was out. But I still think LeBron's hype, and it's hard too because Wemby's not from America. That's another part about it that makes it kind of hard because we didn't really grow up watching him play high school games and things like college and things like that, right? So it's kind of hard to compare when you comparing the social media versus a guy that's not even from this country. So it's kind of hard to really put a grasp on how big the hype is. But I would still say LeBron's is higher just because we saw him play high school games on ESPN at 15, 16 years old. And there was no social media back then, and they were still calling this guy the chosen one, and he's going to be better than Michael Jordan, and like all that hype. Like, it was crazy. The Zion, I think his hype is bigger than Zion's, though. I will say that. I think because there's a mystery factor with Wembanyama as well. The fact that he's not from here. We didn't get to see him play college basketball at Duke. We didn't get to see some of his flaws potentially. It's kind of like a mystery, right? It kind of has a clean slate where you kind of just have to believe what these people are saying about him until you see otherwise. And he didn't play enough in the summer league to have a strong opinion either way. Now, you're probably more on the hype side because he finished off really good, 27 points and 12 rebounds, but now we're not going to see him play again until the preseason. So I think the mystery factor was what makes his hype unique because we just really don't know unless you've been watching him play online somehow illegally over the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, and like I said, like he brought the stars out. Like they wanted to see him, and that, like you said, the mystery. I think you're right, Mark. The mystery behind it. Nobody knows what he's going to be. Do y'all feel like his career is going to pan out the way we think it will? And I know that that's such a premature question. We haven't seen a large sample size of him in the NBA, as Mark just alluded to. His build concerns me. He's tall, he's lanky. The NBA can be very physical. I don't want to call Zion a bust because Zion's
not a bust.
Yeah, but I was gonna say
he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah, when he's on the court, Zion is elite.
Let him be heard again. That 4-letter word gonna be floating around his name.
Oh, it is, but I mean, he's
4-letter word food.
No. Dude,
But I mean, like
that
with
works.
Zion is like
That was
because when
kind of
he's on
nasty
the
work,
court,
wasn't it, Mark? That was kind of nasty.
That was nasty.
when he's on the court, he balls out. Like when Zion's on the
Okay.
court, he balls. I mean,
Got
like
it.
Wemby, like what you said with Wemby. I mean, his build, it people have question marks around that, but we've seen a KD come in skinny as hell and start balling. Like up until like the last like 3 years, really, he didn't get hurt.
Okay, but let me ask you this. Because I again haven't watched much of Wemby's tape. What type of player is he? Is he the finesse that play on the outside and don't do too much driving downhill, so you won't have to worry about a whole lot of contact on the body? Or is he that guy that kind of does a mixture of both? Where see, KD ain't driving like that. You know what I'm saying? His outside shot is crazy, so you don't have to worry about. I think that's probably why KD was able to like stand so long without actually, developing or having some type of serious injury until they actually have it, because he's not that player anyway. You know what I'm saying? He could pick his spot. He doesn't have to go downfield or go downhill to give you 30 points a game. He can do that all on the outside. So is that the type of play that Wemby is? I don't know. Y'all.
I mean, I think Wemby can give you both too. Like he can give you the points on the outside, the mid range. We've seen that in his game. We've seen the highlights from overseas and everything. He can give you points from the 3-point range. He can give you points from the mid range where he doesn't always have to get to the hoop. But also Wemby came out and said the other day that the NBA isn't as physical as it was over there in overseas. But a lot of overseas, because it's true. The rules are different.
Luka wasn't the only one that said that.
Luka wasn't the only one. Giannis has said that.
Said it too.
Nicola has said that. Like they all have said that. It's not as physical over here as it is over there. But the rules, I believe that
though, because
the FIBA rules are different.
You can't breathe on somebody in the NBA. It's a foul.
That's a fact, Mark. That's a fact. That's fact. You look at somebody wrong, they blowing that whistle. That's a fact.
Yeah. So like he came out and said that the other day, and I'm like, we've heard a bunch of Europeans and overseas players come over here and say that. So it's nothing new. But I don't think that's really a concern for me with Wemby, is because, like I said, he can get his shot from outside, he can get his shot from the mid range. He doesn't necessarily have to get downhill and get to the bucket to score.
I'll say this real quick. If he put some weight on,
but will the weight slow him down?
I just see, like Lou said, he's so gifted offensively from the perimeter. If he was to get bigger, he would really be unguardable.
Like that's the thing. Like we talk about,
but slow him down against who though, Ash?
We talk about these weights
against the centers in the league now.
We talk about these players putting on weight. Like we talk about that same thing with Ja. But if Ja, he's so fast and explosive, does that slow them down?
That's not Victor's game, though. It's not his game.
Yeah, that's not Victor's game.
It didn't slow Giannis down.
So if he put on a little bit of weight, he should be okay.
It didn't slow Giannis down.
It didn't slow Giannis down. When Giannis got in the league, he was skinny.
He was very skinny.
He was a stick when he got in the league.
For sure.
But also, is Wemby's game, Giannis' game. Giannis is dominant post up. And you know what I'm saying? So he had to.
Wemby got more of a. Wemby got more of a bag. Yeah, he got more of a bag than Giannis.
He's more
Giannis a running back.
Wow, Giannis. Oh my
no, we talking about from an offensive standpoint.
I need some footage.
From an offensive standpoint, Wemby is more skilled than
Giannis. It's not even close.
It's not even close.
Giannis just drives to the basket. Wemby can give you everything.
Is he as skilled as Luka?
No.
Not 3-point.
No.
Okay.
No.
I'm pretty sure he shoot the 3 ball better than Luka did.
I won't say that either.
That's debatable.
That's debatable.
That's debatable.
All right. Scoot Henderson ended up going out with an injury, right? He ended up getting injured, shut him down for the rest of the summer league. Brandon Miller was out here. I guess did any of y'all check out their performances? What y'all think so far? What the Blazers got? And Dan, who was the other team?
Charlotte.
Yeah,
the Hornets.
Charlotte.
Yeah,
did they get good ones? Did they good? Are they on the up and up with these players that they drafted?
Scoot started off balling. Like I believe he was like 4 for 4 at one point, but he had finished the game for like 5 for 13. But he got hurt, so like we didn't get to see a lot of him. Yeah. But I mean, from what we saw, like the hype is there. From when he was at Ignite or whatever. The hype is there.
Yeah, I'm afraid that Charlotte may regret their pick.
And Brandon
Brandon
Miller.
Miller. Brandon Miller was very underwhelming.
The
And
emoji I drew.
it's more so the fact. What did he say? What'd you say?
The emoji
The
eye.
emoji when you hide your
Oh
face, the
yeah,
emoji
yeah,
mark.
yeah. And I think they may have overthought this because I think Scoot is going to be special. I really do. And the whole narrative was Scoot can't play with LaMelo. Why can't he? And they so you're telling me Scoot can play with Anthony Simons or Dame if they keep him? Like I don't get that. When you're picking that high, you don't think about fit. You pick the best player available. And I think Scoot Henderson has a potential to be an all NBA player. I liked what I know it was a short sample size, but I did watch him in the G League as well. He's super explosive. He fits today's NBA. Brandon Miller, I don't know, man. I don't know. The jury is definitely still out. I'm not sure.
And to Mark's point,
I'm with you,
Portland.
Mark. I'm with you on Brandon Miller. The last game he played, that was the best game he had.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't know, Brandon.
Yeah, like when you're pick number 2, I should be able to watch you and you should stand out. Like
He
I'd be like,
didn't
okay,
stand out, man.
you look like you're him. Like I didn't ever feel that watching him
I
play.
agree. He didn't give me that type of energy at all, bro.
He was just out there just floating around. Like I don't know.
Maybe he was nervous. Who was he playing?
The Spurs.
Yeah, the last game they played the Spurs, right?
Oh no, I'm talking about.
He was nervous about getting injured.
Nah, man.
Nah,
the first game of summer. The first game of summer league, he played against the Spurs in Wemby. That was the first
and
game.
in that game, he was acting like I'm just here.
Yeah, you barely noticed him out there.
And to Mark's point about picking Scoot, like Portland didn't care that Dame didn't want to play with a rookie. They was like, we gonna go get Scoot at number 3 because we still got to build our future. They didn't care nothing about that. They knew Dame, he's 34, 33, something like that. So they knew he's on his way, like down the hill. They got to build a future. They didn't care nothing about that. But then, Charlotte came through and
they might be sick about that Brandon Miller pick. I'm with you, Mark. I'm with you.
I wouldn't be shocked if we look at this 3 or 4 years from now and be like, they should have picked Scoot. I wouldn't be surprised, man.
It always happens, right? Because KD and Greg Oden and all of that, like it always happens. Whereas like you should have picked KD over Greg.
And Charlotte, they have a history of this. I mean, outside of LaMelo, they've missed a lot.
Oh, they've been missing. They've missed a lot.
That's crazy. So let me ask y'all, outside of Wemby, just to kind of recap the summer league, who is there anybody else that caught y'all eye that y'all got to speak on in the summer league?
I'll say Jabari Smith. Jabari Smith was like he gonna make some noise here too. He came out and was like he came out playing like he was supposed to do this in summer league. You know what I mean? When you in your second year in the NBA and you doing summer league, you supposed to show how more advanced you are versus everybody else you playing against. And he came out with that. Keegan Murray was another one too. I believe he had 40 one night. And they said Keegan Murray out. They said Keegan, we good. You ain't got to play no more.
What about
somebody just dropped 57 too? Somebody dropped 57 the other night.
Was it Keontae George?
I think so.
Keontae George.
What about Chet? What y'all see from Chet?
I like Chet. He's gonna be an impact guy defensively from day one. He's an elite rim protector. He has some skill offensively. I think he's perfect for that team in OKC. I think they're going to be a playoff team next year as well. I mean, that's a great young core they have there. Obviously, SGA. You got Josh Giddey. You got the Jalen brothers. They're not really brothers, but they're both the Jalens. Like, they got Lou Dort. Like, they got some talent there at OKC, man. Like, if Chet
put on a little bit of weight too. I think
he had like 13 pounds.
He looked a little bigger.
Chet looked a little bigger.
And the thing is,
he was a skinny guy.
Chet doesn't have to save the day. That's the great thing about a situation. Because all the guys that are already there, he just has to be just solid. If he's at least just solid, OKC is going to be a threat to be reckoned with for years to come.
I like that, Mark.
Who's that other guy that I heard you mentioning throughout the weekend, Hev?
I'm surprised you didn't mention Max Christie, Heavy.
Oh, but I mean,
don't say he a Laker and all this.
They
other
did the
stuff,
All Summer League team, and they ain't give my man Max Christie no love, dog. And he was
What
out
about
there.
your boy
Max
Grady?
Christie-
What about your boy Grady, Mark? What about Big Dick?
He was
Yo.
a little underwhelming. He did play pretty good his last game. I saw him play a couple days ago. He had like 8 rebounds, 10, 12 points, something like that. Yeah, it was a little underwhelming though. I'm not gonna lie.
Underwhelming.
Hold on, it sounds like another overhyped KU player to me.
Wow. Bro, we just had an MVP this year, Joel Embiid. What are you talking about? Joel Embiid just won MVP this year.
Who was underwhelming in the playoffs?
Who was underwhelming and overhyped?
But he's an MVP.
Dang, that's the narrative, Mark. Wow, that's crazy.
That's my narrative. That's my narrative.
That's crazy.
No, Grady's gonna be fine, man. He's gonna be fine.
Y'all
met Grady. Talk about that. Y'all met Grady in the hotel. How was that?
Yeah, we met. Listen, cool. Let me tell you something. I ain't want to tell Grady this, but I can say it here. The man was picking up his DoorDash order when we ran into him. We was in the encore. First of all the stars were at the encore and win, right? For the most part. I know a lot of them were Aria World, Cosmo, Encore Win, and did I say Aria? Yeah, those were like the 4 main hotels. We see Grady Dick. We walk up. I'm like, that kid looks. That's people saying, but I'm like, is that Grady Dick? Have like, yeah, that's him. And I'm like, okay, cool. He coming. I'm like, yo, Grady, I gotta get a picture with you. He was picking up a DoorDash order. I said, well, what do you have? He said, Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm like, oh god, Buffalo Wild Wings is trash, bro. I didn't want to tell him, so I was just like, you know what? Next time, if you're gonna get, because I was like, well, I got some honey. I think he said he got some honey barbecue with Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm like,
so not
get
only
the
is
Parmesan, the garlic Parmesan next time, but Buffalo Wild Wings is absolutely trash.
Not only is Ash saying he's mid, but his food choice is mid too.
And he came in with like, okay, so he don't like the food at the encore and win, clearly, because I saw him when we saw him the second time, he had a bag of food with him. Like
That's
he was.
crazy.
Y'all saw him twice.
Yeah, we saw Grady
twice. Yeah, he was walking to the elevator and he had another bag of food. And I'm like, damn, he don't like none of the restaurants in here. It is a little pricey in there. I don't know what they paying. You know what I'm saying? Because he was a top 10 pick, right? Oh, they paying these top 10 picks.
He was like 11 or 12.
He like 11
or 12. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, they set him up, but they probably was like, you got to fend for yourself, get your own food.
That's crazy.
The food
we
over
got
there.
You in the room, bro. We got you in the room.
Sure.
But you can be DoorDash tonight.
Yeah, that rookie check ain't clear yet. It ain't clear.
Yeah, that's
ain't clear yet, Lou.
Hey, that's why we seen all of them standing out in the wind, and like the ballers, like the one that had been in the league for a while, they was sitting down eating, they was on the tables, they was doing everything. You only saw them sitting there talking to coaches and stuff.
Lou said the check ain't clear yet.
Them boys got a summer league stipend.
No,
they get 2,000. They get 2,000 for the week.
Surprised. I just would not be surprised. I'm like,
hey, said the NBA gave him some allowance. That's crazy.
You got 2,000. You got 2,000 for the week.
Here's the deal. There's so many great options on DoorDash. Shout out to DoorDash. Feel free to sponsor Sports After Dark because I am a DoorDash queen. Feel free to do that.
She's definitely a DoorDash queen.
I'm still here and I DoorDash twice. But the options I saw out here, he could have DoorDash like Fridays or like Cheesecake Factory, or there's just so many options. And Buffalo Wild Wings, like your first night here, I'm just going like, come on, big Dick.
Hey, he could have went to the taco spot. He could have went to the taco spot down the street.
Oh yeah, he could have went to the taco spot.
He went to the taco joint down the street. Yeah.
Yeah, and the winning encore was right where Mark was, right across the street from the Resorts World. I mean, and Resorts World got some bangers in there. Yeah. They have some restaurants.
But again, it might have been too pricey. It might have been too pricey for him.
That's crazy. Too pricey for NBA players.
Hey,
he a rookie, man. He a rookie in summer league.
I do want to shout out before we get too ahead because we got to move to the next couple topics. First of all, I was totally remiss if I don't. First of all, shout out to our DJ DG for getting us started. I should have said that 30 minutes ago. That's my bad. DJ DG. Like that. Getting fired up. That got us fired up. So I appreciate our DJ DG. And for those tuning in, I can't tell who's tuning in because the platform we on doesn't show me who's tuning in. But I'm hoping that y'all are enjoying the show. We appreciate all the love and support. Obviously, make sure you go and subscribe to the YouTube channel because after this week, we will be live from YouTube. We have some technical difficulties. We couldn't do it today, but we wanted to make sure we came to y'all live anyway. But I gotta shout out the players that we saw real quick before we shift. Who did y'all see? I saw Big Dick. I saw we saw John Wall. We saw Bradley Beal.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Oh my!
We saw Kareem.
We
I saw
saw
Gilbert
Kareem.
Arenas. I saw Gilbert Arenas.
Oh, you saw Gil?
Debo. We saw
Yeah,
Debo.
remember I said that? I was like, is that Gil? Like, is that Arenas over there? And then we saw the show joint they was doing. I saw him. I think I saw CJ McCollum. I ain't gonna lie.
We saw Debo too.
Steelers head coach.
And so his man.
Saw
Hey,
my
Spo,
man
yeah.
Debo. He was in the
Yeah.
building.
Spo, my
Yeah.
Oh, you
dog.
saw Eric Spoelstra?
Yeah, he was sitting down with look like some very important people. They were having a serious
Yeah,
conversation.
they're trying to get this Dame.
They try to get that package right, Mark. You think they try to get that package
Oh
right?
man, it looked like it. It was getting intense.
Nah.
over there.
They trying to get the
Man,
package
nah.
right,
It's over
man.
there.
Bring Dame time to Dade County, baby.
Oh, I gotta tell y'all too. I ran
Listen,
into.
we got Tyler Hero in the second round pick. Take it or leave it. We're not giving y'all nothing.
They're gonna be like, wait. This ain't enough.
This
Nigga,
Go
they
find
ain't
another
enough.
team. Go find another team. We got
Go find
Tyler Hero
another
the
team.
second. Find somebody
I
else.
ran into. I forgot to say I ran into
Here's the
Chris
deal.
Paul too. Chris Paul was out there. Yeah.
I told you
Oh.
him and Steph was out there, AB.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Chris
You
Paul
did say
and
that.
Steph was out. Yeah, they was
Yeah.
out Vegas. But
Man,
you
we
ain't
saw,
tell them you ain't tell them who you met and
We
folded
saw.
on.
We saw.
yeah. Tell
I
us
can't
about that,
believe
AB.
this.
Tell us about that, AB.
just-
I'm pretty
I
sure
really
everybody
just
want to hear that.
I can't.
People
believe
need to
just
hear
really
this story.
Actually, I really, from me knowing you, I'm shocked that you did that. I can't believe it.
Okay, can I just say this?
Tell them
Listen,
to.
You would have
Tell
went. You know that picture would have went viral. You.
I know.
It
Paul
would have
George?
went crazy, AB.
Can I say this? Can I say this? This is why, and we like to keep it real with the audience. Lou and I backstage before we got on. We're talking about how we just didn't get enough content with Sports After Dark. Like we should have been better with getting more content, showing y'all more stuff because we saw so many people. But in the midst of seeing these people, they were doing one of 8 things. Either they were walking very fast, Debo, back and forth. They were
Debo.
gambling. You're just not gonna. First of all, you don't talk to a person when they're gambling, so you're not. Oh, we're not doing all that. They were either
We saw
eating.
Grant Williams gambling.
Yeah.
They were either eating, or they were on the phone, or they just weren't in a position to. They just looked busy, dog. And listen, I know how that could be. Sometimes I don't want to be bothered either. Paul George was probably the one person the entire weekend that literally was free as a bird. Having I was walking through the wind. Again, that's where all of them were. And I can't see far. Y'all know my eyes is bad. And have like, they go, your man. And I'm like, who? I mean, he was like right here, y'all, I swear. He was like, Paul George. And I grabbed his arm and I ended up being super starstruck. And that's just disgusting.
He turned into a statue, y'all. If y'all could have seen it.
We walked by and we were like, Head was like PG. I was like Paul George. And I just was.
And let it keep going.
He kept eye contact. So it was one of two things. Either he recognized me from like social because I'm the only person that probably caped for him on social media. That's a girl. So either he recognized me or my face was so initially, and he probably was like, she's geeking. Like, I don't know. It was one of the most discouraging, disgraceful, distasteful moments of my life. I folded like a lawn chair at a cookout. There was, how something happened and you're like, damn, if that had happened, I would have did this, and this. I had so many afterthoughts. I was literally sick to my stomach. But
and he was walking so casual, like he would have took the picture.
Like he would have took the picture. It's almost like he wanted us to stop.
Yeah, like he wasn't in
It's
no
like
rush.
he wanted us to stop.
In my mind, I'm like, is she gonna ask him to take the picture? Is she gonna ask him to take the picture? She didn't ask him to take the picture.
You could have took a video and be like, "Hey, shout out Sports After Dark, shout out Sports After Dark for it's like anything." AB.
I cannot believe
I folded.
And like I seen him walking. I'm like, that look like Paul George. But I said, I don't want to tell her yet. And then she'd be wrong. We got close. I said, oh snap, that is him. They go, your man. She like, who? I'm like, Paul George. She said, I said,
I didn't. It was so okay. So just really quick, I think that would have only happened with 2 other players, probably Dwayne Wade and Tom Brady. I have been around plenty of athletes. I have had conversations with Steph Curry in locker rooms. Okay, I don't know what that was. I think I was surprised myself and super disappointed. So whatever. Don't worry, we'll run that back. Don't even worry. We ain't tripping about that. Paul, we'll run that back. I ain't tripping, but yes, I'm very disappointed in me. But outside of Paul, we saw Paul George, we saw Mike Brown. I was sitting down having lunch. Coach Tibbs, we were sitting right next to Joe Ingles having lunch. Coach Tibbs walked up and introduced himself.
We saw Kendrick Nunn out there. Kendrick Nunn,
Kendrick
Nunn, Quinn
Cook, Josh Hart. Tyson Chandler,
Larry Nance, everybody out there, dog.
Miles Turner was at the roulette table.
We saw Jalen Rose, Jason Terry.
Shams.
Hey, I bet Rose joint was crispy too.
Yeah, joint. Hey, crispy bacon for sure. Crispy bacon for sure.
So I know you said you saw Spo, and you said it looks like this Spo was having a very important conversation. Y'all are joking and saying that it was about Dame, but hey, it might have been about Dame. Do y'all think that if Dame, because we got to talk about this free agency stuff, Dame is still on the table, we still don't know where James Harden is going. Who else is out there?
I think
it's just Dame and James Harden. Right?
Them they really, yeah.
Those are the main
ones.
Yeah.
Dame and James Harden. And John Wall was out here because he did work out. So maybe he can go somewhere and get some burn, right? Will the Dame, if Dame goes to Miami, is that going to put them over the top? Like, would that, if Dame goes to Miami, is that making them automatic championship contenders?
I mean, they went to the finals this year without him.
I was going to say, we was contenders without him.
Yeah, so I mean, if you add them, how can you say they're not? I think they would be the clear favorite to come out the East.
Even with all the pieces they lost. They helped them get to that.
What did they lose? I mean, they lost what?
Gabe Vincent?
What do you mean they lost Max Strus and Gabe Vincent? Like,
who cares about Max Strus?
But hold on, AB, hold on. But AB, you get Dame. He makes up for Strus and
that offsets all of that. And
he doesn't make up for. Hold up, no, he don't make.
He
up
averaged 30-something points last year.
What?
He doesn't make up for them defensively, bro.
Gabe Vincent was in foul trouble the whole playoffs.
Max Strus can't defend you out there.
And Max Strus is not a defender.
Max Strus is not a defender. What are you talking about?
He ain't a defender.
Gabe Vincent not a defender.
That boy was hacking Shaq out.
He can play some defense.
Gabe Vincent plays defense.
Yeah, he play some defense,
but he was in foul trouble a lot in the playoffs. Like, he was in foul trouble from reaching in all
the
time.
The biggest problem was putting the ball in the bucket. They went.
That was the biggest problem. And I think I said
those third quarters against Denver where we just froze out. Dame won't do that.
And I think I said that last year when y'all played against Boston in the conference finals. I always said that the Heat needed another scorer outside of Jimmy Butler. They need somebody late in the game that could get a bucket. Dame is
consistently.
Dame is that person that can solve that problem. And I feel like Jimmy Butler would be better being the 2 to Dame's 1. I feel like Dame
could be the focal point.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jimmy don't got to be the focal point. He could just rock off
and Bam would be better as a number 3.
What? Bam? Pick and roll with Dame and Bam would be disgusting.
Crazy.
Because you got to guard Dame
as soon as he come
across half court.
Yeah, I don't see how they're not the favorites in the East if they get Dame. To me, that's pretty clear.
Even over your Milwaukee Bucks.
Why is it my Milwaukee Bucks?
Because you always.
Mark, I ain't a fan of them. Like, that ain't my squad.
Hey, Drew Holiday ain't gonna be able to guard Jimmy Butler again. So yes, even over the Bucks.
Yeah, I like the Heat over the Bucks if they.
What do you mean by that?
Drew Holiday was Jimmy Butler's lunch. Like what?
Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy was going stupid against Drew Holiday.
Jimmy will be a year older. He may.
What's going on? Actually, you seem very skeptical. Even if they get Dame, that the Heat aren't going to be
because she a Wizards fan. That's why.
That don't have nothing to do with it, Seattle. Okay, that don't have nothing to do with it. All I'm saying, Russell Wilson. That don't have nothing to do with it. All I'm saying is there are
cool it down, Commander Baker.
The overwhelming favorite overwhelming favorite, maybe favorite, but overwhelming favorite. I think that y'all are. I hate Boston so much, bro. I really hate Boston. I'm not even gonna put Boston in this for real. I don't hate them, but I hate that I can't have this kind of conversation and be serious about the Boston Celtics. But I really think that y'all are underestimating the Bucks. They got a new head coach. Who is that? Nick Nurse? Nick Nurse?
No, Nick Nurse with the Sixers. Nick Nurse
who's
with
their new head coach?
I think he was an assistant coach for the Raptors.
For the Raptors, right?
I don't know his name.
So
though.
you got a new head coach.
Adrian Griffin.
Yeah, somebody that those guys will buy into. You still have Giannis, who was arguably a top 3 player in the league. Like, to just dismiss them and say Miami is going to be the overwhelming favorites with Jimmy Butler, who we've seen go games and not get busy. That means those games, everything falls on Dame. Is that smart? We've seen Bam be inconsistent.
You talking about in the playoffs?
Yeah. We've seen Bam be inconsistent.
Dame can handle that.
Dame had an opportunity to handle it when he was in Portland. And there were times when he didn't, we saw him not show up.
AB, but
this would be the best team he's ever been.
This would be the best team he
by
would play on.
Because of Jimmy Butler and Bam.
Because of Jimmy
Not
Butler
just
and
that.
Bam. And because of the
head coach.
And the head coach.
Okay,
Who's the best coach in the league?
Right.
That matters
too.
too.
The best team he's been on by far. It's not even close.
And look, Bam had his
Spo-
most consistent playoff run this
Spo
year.
is like the second best coach. I don't know if he's the best coach.
He's the best coach in the league.
The second best coach behind who?
You think he's better than Malone?
Yes.
Going into next season.
Yes.
Okay, fine. All right. Okay, fine.
Look at his roster he just had. He took him to the finals with that roster.
Yeah, as an AC.
That's true.
Mike Malone couldn't have did that.
That's true. But for real, all jokes aside, like the overwhelming favorite, I just think that that's a little disrespectful to the Bucks.
I'm just saying in the East, not the whole
play
NBA.
Incredible defense, who can shoot the ball, who got a new head coach, so we really don't know. They can come out smoking. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just.
I mean, to me, that kind of goes against your argument, though. With a first-time head coach, he's never been head coach before. So
I can't see him like coaching Eric Spoelstra.
Yeah, and then you have a team that already has a foundation in Miami that's been laid there for over 10 years.
They still have to be, but they still have to gel and stuff, just like the
that's
new
not
coach.
going to be I have no worries about
but they still got to gel, just like the new coach got to
not
gel
going to be
in
an issue.
Milwaukee.
That's not going to be an issue.
And with it, hold on, with
Dame can fit on any
this?
team's ways play style. He's not a ball dominant player.
Facts.
He can play off the ball because he can shoot as well. He doesn't have the ball in his hands. He can run around screens and everything.
He had the ball in his hands in Portland because
he had to.
I get it. I don't know if.
I think it's a seamless fit. I don't think it's going to take
I do too,
time.
Mark. I do too. I think he'll fit perfect with the Miami Heat.
You know, of course I do. So, but I've been screaming Dame to Miami since April. So
for sure, you definitely have. But everybody want Dame. Let me ask y'all this, because obviously y'all aren't gonna agree with me when I say I'm just skeptical. I gotta see it. I mean, I know y'all are saying that this should fit seamless. There are times where things should have been seamless in other situations, and it just wasn't. And we saw it go the other way. So for me, I gotta see it to believe it in a sense, and I probably will because Dame is that good. That's fine. What's the worst free agency move you think has happened so far? And then we got to get into some NFL. NFL is not on the rundown, but damn it, we too close to the NFL to not talk NFL. But what's the worst move? Are y'all convinced? Are y'all convinced with the Bradley Beal move to Phoenix?
I mean, they'll be amazing offensively. They'll be an offensive juggernaut.
But they put some pieces around that could play a little bit of defense, though. Yeah,
they'll be an offensive juggernaut. They'll be very hard to, you know what I mean, defend. You got a Booker, Bill, and KD. That's a lot to deal with. And I think Bradley
the worst
Beal.
Offseason.
You know what's crazy?
Let me ask you this: what's the lineup?
It will probably be Book, Bill, KD, Torrey Craig, and Ayton. That'll probably be their 5. And you know it's gonna be funny. You know
they're gonna move Booker to the 1.
Yeah, Booker gonna be a point guard. You know the funny part. You know how they use that meme where the person in the wheelchair and he take the cast off and he get up and he act like ain't nothing wrong with him. That's what Bradley Beal gonna do in Phoenix. Watch.
Nah, you
Bill
talking
gonna
about
play
you
like
talking
65
about
games
you talking
this
about
year.
the wrestler that was in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Watch. Bill gonna play
Um,
like 70 games this year. Watch. They're
That's
gonna be like, what injury?
kind of
I ain't hurt.
that's kind of what Christian McCaffrey did. That's Christian McCaffrey for sure.
Bradley Bill about
The
to
man
pull
ain't
out
missed
the
a game
same thing.
since he went for 49ers. He ain't missed a game. I have we seen Booker facilitate an offense?
Yeah.
In the
we got
playoffs last
we got
year?
to see a little bit of it last year. We got to see it.
Yeah. In
You
the
seen it
playoffs,
in
this past
spots.
playoffs, we got to see a little bit of it.
Yeah, because Chris Paul was hurt, so he had to be the
true.
facilitator when Chris
Yeah.
Paul went down.
That's true. Chris Paul in Golden State. I mean, is that a replacement Jordan Poole thing? What y'all feel about that?
No.
I ain't
It's
gonna now
weird.
that if you want to talk about the worst move, I don't like Chris Paul going to the Warriors. I don't like
Talk
it.
to me.
It's weird.
That's
It's
a
just
disgusting move right there. And people trying to make it seem like, oh, you could just get Chris Paul to come off the bench and it's gonna work. But when y'all go to that death lineup, you mean the death lineup is gonna be Chris Paul, Curry, Clay, Wiggins, and Draymond? That's the 5 you rolling with? I don't like it.
That's super small.
Like I don't like it.
And your guard's
doesn't-
defense ain't gonna be that good.
Exactly, Lou. I don't like it.
Paul doesn't fit their the way they play at all. The Warriors like to get up and down the court. Chris Paul likes to slow the game down
He's
and
so
play in the half
slow.
court.
Facts.
Yeah,
Facts.
he's very ball dominant as well.
Facts.
I
And you
just
got to
don't-
be able to shoot. You got to be able to shoot in that type of an offense. You got to.
And the
He
guys
got come on. Chris Paul got a nice little midi.
No, you got to be
He
able to shoot
does.
threes.
I'm
in
talking
that
about
the
offense.
thing was-
You gotta
The
be able
thing
to
with
shoot the
speaking
three
in that
ball.
offense, like Mark was saying, he's very ball dominant. They like to get up and down the court. And I mean that kind of because they've never really had like a ball dominant guard. It was
Yeah,
just
the
a
ball
fluid
moves.
offense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Correct.
fluid offense. It's not going to be like that right now. I don't think with Chris Paul because of his offensive game. If it was a younger Chris Paul, maybe, but the older Chris Paul, I don't think it's going to be that way.
Yeah, it's
Y'all
a
don't
bad
think that he
fit.
can adjust? Y'all don't think that he can adjust?
It's his body. It
not
ain't going.
speed
It's not
because he's
going to
not gonna
hold
get no
up.
faster. Not
His-
speed because he's not gonna get no faster. But I'm talking about like not being that ball dominant guy. Melo adjusted. CP3 can't adjust.
But Melo had an offensive bag.
Melo had an
outside of
offensive
CP3.
bag where he could adjust though.
Yeah,
Where
and
he
then-
could do that.
Chris Paul can shoot the three a little bit.
he can, but
He
it's
can.
It's equivalent to Jordan Poole, and they had Jordan Poole on the team.
Jordan Poole's a better shooter than Chris Paul. He's a better shooter.
I don't agree.
3-point
That's
shooter. He
nasty.
is.
He's a better
definitely
3-point shooter. Yeah.
He's a
He
better
definitely-
3-point
If we
shooter
t-
than Chris Paul.
Jordan Poole is a better shooter than Chris Paul.
three-point
Like even
shooter.
Yes.
right now.
Three-point
Right
shooter.
now.
Yeah.
Like,
If
Yes.
we're talking about
Overall.
mid-range,
No, we're talking about right
now.
now.
okay.
If we're talking
I'm
about
about to say
mid-range right now, then yeah, I'll give it to Chris Paul because his midi and his floater is
Right.
legit.
Yeah, but the three-point shot
three-point
is
shot?
definitely Jordan Poole.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah, of
Jordan
course.
Poole's a better 3-point
I
shooter.
get
It's
it.
not
I
even
get
close.
that. I mean, I thought y'all was mainly saying that he's just a better scorer in general. I don't.
Right now he
I
is.
mean, right now he is. Yeah.
How when he don't have a midi?
I mean,
Neither one of them don't have something that the other one has. So
yeah,
how can
but
y'all
Chris
say
Paul
that?
doesn't. He only averaged like 12 points this year.
Chris Paul can't even blow past
And how many
people
points
no
did
more.
Jordan Poole average?
Like 18.
He averaged like 15. And that was being next to Steph and
Chris
Clay.
Paul was hurt.
Jordan
Chris
Poole
Paul
averaged.
was
That's
hurt.
not an
Jordan Poole
excuse.
averaged
That's
20
not an
this year.
excuse.
That is an excuse.
That's not an
No,
excuse.
Why
they
y'all
don't-
don't like it, y'all?
So
Y'all
what's
don't
Hold
gonna
on,
change?
AD.
Ashley, he gets hurt every
AD.
year.
He do get hurt
That's
every
not a-
year, Mark. Like
You're
Yeah,
making
AD,
an
that's not-
argument. You're making an
That's not
argument.
an
when's the
excuse.
last time
because-
Chris Paul been healthy? When's the last time
He's
he
been hurt the
healthy?
last 10 years.
He always
But
hurt.
she's talking about it's an excuse. It
Like,
ain't like
that's
they
a
give you
normal
zeros.
thing for him. Like that's a
It ain't
normal.
like they give you zeros for those games you miss. That didn't count it into the stats.
That's what I'm
So
saying.
the
like,
games he played,
come
he
on.
averaged 12.
And Jordan Poole actually averaged 20 this year. Like, come on. Like,
Oh, see, I was way off.
I ain't know that. Do y'all think so? So what y'all telling me is it was one of the best moves was him going to the Wizards. Bet. Cool. We can move on.
I will say I don't like
You
Porzingis
can,
to Boston. I'll say that it's not the worst move, but everything they lost in the transition of all of that, I don't really like that move.
Who KP?
KP to Boston.
I like Marcus Smart to Memphis.
I like Marcus Smart.
I like
More
that
than I
move.
thought that I would.
I like that move.
And I like Derrick
Marcus
Rose
Smart
out
with
there
Memphis.
too.
I like him going there.
I like Derrick
I like
Rose out there too. I
For the
like
sake
Derrick
of
Rose
like
out there, too.
mentorship, I like Derrick Rose out there.
Well, him and Smart to mentor Ja, I like that.
Yeah, Ja needed that. Ja needed vets
And
like him,
Rose
too.
Rose is back with his old stomping grounds.
Yeah, for sure. And he going back to 23. He's
You
trying to
from
go back.
Memphis?
No, he
Yeah.
not from he played at Memphis.
He played in Memphis in college.
Oh, I was about to say, I didn't
Yeah.
think he was. Like,
Nah, he
But
from
John
Chicago.
Calipari was his head coach.
He from Chicago, but he played
Yeah,
in
he's from
Memphis.
Chirac. He's Chirac type
Okay.
of dude.
Anybody else? Any other free agency moves that y'all like, didn't like?
I mean, I like that we brought all our players back, and then we added, to Sean Prince. We added Cam Reddish. You know what I'm saying? So, you about to see Killer Cam? We gonna call him Killer
You
Cam.
know who
and
he
with
is.
us.
He went to your school.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I know he a Blue Devil.
Like, damn,
But he
you
wasn't
a
good
Duke-
for them.
you a
Lou.
Duke fan,
He wasn't
Sam.
good
That's
for them,
crazy.
Lou.
Talking about who?
He wasn't good at Duke.
I know he was a Blue Devil. Let's calm
Yeah,
down.
man.
But I'm gonna be honest.
He was-
I'm gonna be honest. Cam should have stayed an extra year. I don't think that Cam should have came out the year he came out.
Yeah, he was light at Duke.
I think him and RJ should have stayed an extra year. But
Hey,
they came out.
I like
with
Thomas Bryant to Miami.
Who?
I like Thomas Bryant to Miami. We need a center, dog. Like
That boy can't defend. That boy can't defend a
Bam.
snowman
No,
out
but
there.
Bam is a defender. But I like Thomas Bryant to Miami because we needed a center. Bam is 6'9", dog. We needed somebody that could at least stand in the paint
You
and
just
bang in
needed
the
a
paint a
body.
little
You
bit.
just wanted a body.
Yeah, we needed a body out
You
there.
just
man.
needed you just needed somebody to stand.
And let Bam play the 4. And because I think he'll fare better off at the 4, especially we get Dame and he's the third option. I just like it. I like it better for the overall scheme of the team.
Oh, another move I hate as far as the contract, I couldn't believe it, is Fred VanVleet to Houston.
Oh yeah,
They gave that man 3 years, 128 million
cash that man out. He making 43 million.
for
That's
Fred
crazy.
VanVleet.
Yeah, that's disgusting.
They had
Oh,
to.
we saw
They had
we
to.
saw Fred out here too.
We saw him out
Oh,
there.
yeah, we
yeah,
definitely saw
him.
Fred VanVleet.
Hey,
We
he's a wealthy man now.
No, for sure.
That's why he
He
didn't want
good.
to talk to nobody.
He good. He good for the rest of his life. He said.
Wait, who he go? He went to the Rockets, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
They got him
so
and Dylan Brooks.
the Rockets are my
Oh, you're what?
To do what? Make the playoffs?
To do what?
Don't sleep on Ime.
They ain't in the
That's all
East
I'm
now.
saying.
Oh, that's why.
I mean,
Because of Ime. I
They
forgot they
could
got
maybe
Ime.
be a play-in team potentially. Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, Ime got Dylan Brooks, and Dylan likes to play defense. But that's about it.
Give me your top 6. I'm sorry. I mean, you said that so gingerly, Mark. Give me your top 6 seed you think for next year.
You don't think they're top 6, do you?
I just want to hear your top 6.
I mean, give me. I wasn't ready for that. Give me a second. Hold on.
I mean, what the Lakers, the
I can
Grizzlies,
definitely name 6 over Houston. That's pretty easy. Like,
Yeah, that
the
ain't even.
Nuggets, the Clippers.
okay, yeah, you ready? I got you. This is easy. This is so easy. Yeah, This is not an order. Nuggets, Lakers, Grizzlies, Kings, Suns, Warriors. That's 6 already. I didn't even name the Clippers. I didn't even name the Clippers or the Mavs.
And then the Clippers or the Mavericks.
Well, I mean, the Mavs ain't make the
8.
playoffs
You
this
add
year.
them,
So
that's 8, right? Already.
Do y'all think that Kyrie staying with the Mavs was a good move?
No.
that's
No.
because Young wanted him in LA.
He want him in LA so bad, bro.
I had to say, listen, Kyrie's my dog. I just want to see Kyrie win, regardless. I don't feel like he's going to win in Dallas. I just don't see it.
I mean, I do want to
And
see.
Kyrie got that shoe deal too.
I do want to see a full
I
year.
respect that he got his bread and all of that, but I don't think he wins in Dallas.
I do want to see a full year of him and Luka, though. I think it was unfair that we only saw like 30 games of it and we went to judgment. But I want to see a full year before I give my full opinion on it.
I think they
And
make
was it
the
even a
playoffs,
full
though.
30 games? Because I think like there was some games in there where one of them didn't play and the other
Yeah,
did or
Luka
something
ain't
like
playing,
that.
and then there was
Yeah.
games where Kyrie
Yeah.
ain't playing.
Yeah.
I think they make the playoffs this year. Though. I'll say that. I think the Mavs will make the playoffs.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
I think so too.
It's gonna be. I mean, this playoffs was cool, but it was a little difficult. Not difficult, or just different. Not seeing Luka in the playoffs. Like Luka, you're too damn good to be missing playoffs, dog.
I
Like I'm
agree.
sorry, he's too good to be missing playoffs. So let's shift really quick. We're coming to the end of our show, right? And we want to be like good Black people and end on time and start on time. We don't want to have the stigma like these sports after dark, after hours. It's always late. Like, we don't want to give that. So we want to make sure that we respect each other's time, y'all's time. But we got to talk NFL. And I'm going to go here with the NFL talk. We just wrapped up our Sports After Dark Twitter Spaces state of the divisions, okay? And my, what those divisions, Mark was asleep for half of them. But the division, the state of divisions was all right. He slept for 2. I'm joking. He didn't sleep for all. Mark is a father, okay? That man, they all dads on him. That man was tired. I don't know what that LA weather was doing, putting that man down. Right,
to be fair, I'm the only one.
To
be fair, though, I'm the only one here that has a toddler, though.
I was gonna say, yeah, Mark got a toddler.
Yeah, Mark got
man be running you to the ground.
Oh, y'all
my
kids
son
are like grown now, like yeah.
My son's sitting here playing Xbox right next to me,
Mark
dog.
on an adventure.
Yeah,
He having Mark on an adventure, dog.
I got another year or 2 until he can really, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's
fair. So he be running you out. He be burning you out. That's cool. Which NFL state of did y'all like the most? Let me start because I think, God damn, I missed 2 because I was traveling. The NFC, I think the NFC East was really good. I think that y'all should have definitely seen that Cowboy fans are not as delusional as y'all believe that they are. And I think that that's going to be a good division to watch out for. It always is. People always are intrigued to watch. I mean, we know why. But people are always intrigued to watch the NFC East. The NFC North, of course, is going to be one to watch. I think that was my favorite one. Oh no, I think I like the AFC East. I was very intrigued with the AFC East. The Bills talk. I ain't gonna lie, Mark. It was all Chiefs fans up in y'all joint. I mean, it was cool. I listened in a little bit, but I was kind of disappointed in them peoples over there in the West.
I was too.
They let y'all run the show, and that's
I think
I would never.
Asking which one was?
I don't care how many championships the Eagles won. Boy, I'd have been talking my talk because they can't beat that.
So you're saying which one?
No
was
Raiders fans showed up. That was crazy.
You asking for our personal favorite? Which one? Was
yeah.
That's tough. I'm probably gonna say, just on some ball talk. I think my favorite one was probably the AFC East actually.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like the AFC East had a good balance of trash talk, but still good ball talk at the same time. Like you had a lot of Jets fans talking about Rodgers. You had Jude and the Patriots fans talking. The Bills Mafia was in there. The Dolphins fans are a little delusional, but that's okay. I thought that was a pretty good one. I thought that was the overall probably the best one I can remember.
Yeah. What you think, Hev?
Well, the NFC South.
That was probably the most hood.
You had
the most ghetto.
You had ankle monitors on.
Or the AFC North though. That was close too. The AFC North was.
Oh, the AFC North was crazy too. I'll say from a ball talking standpoint, I agree. The AFC East, they, like you said, all four teams was really giving a lot of knowledge and trash talk. But when it came at the entertainment, it was the NFC South. Like the Falcons couldn't even talk about their offseason.
Yo, I heard Phoenix. Shout out to our ambassador Hollywood. Shout out to Phoenix. Was Eric in that space? I don't remember. I don't know.
Eric ain't even pull up.
Didn't show up. Listen, shout out to these people that y'all are going to hear us mention. These are our main damies. These are our Sports After Dark folks on our Twitter spaces. So they are an intricate part of our community. I think I heard E was going crazy. She was in there. Ari was in there.
Going crazy. My man Lou
had to
walk through with the 4-5.
I had to walk through with the 4-5.
He had to walk through with the 4-5. I said, Lou, do I need to put a vest on in there? Like, what's going on?
That's crazy.
That joint was wild, man.
What about you, Lou? Your favorite? The worst? The most ghetto?
Well, it had to be the most ghetto ones. The NFC South and the AFC North. Like everybody else said, when it came to like ball talk,
they accept that with pride as well.
Yeah,
that's
do.
What also makes them very ghetto. They accept these like accolades with pride. Like most ghetto, they're very happy about it.
Yeah, they're very happy about it. But when it came to ball talk, yeah, it had to be the AFC East. Yeah, it had to be. It's the ghetto ones for me, man. It was the most entertaining. They were the most entertaining ones.
Yeah, for sure. I'm interested to see, it just the little bit of playback that I heard on the NFC South, I just could not believe that Mid had so much energy. I wish that I could garner that. Like, I mean, mid. You know who? The AFC South was crazy too. I ain't gonna lie.
It wasn't that crazy.
I know, but
no, it wasn't.
But the Texans really.
Yeah, they was talking.
That's because the Texans.
Man.
That's because the Texans had like the
really
most success, in the last decade. That's really why. That's why they feel. That's why they feel that way. I mean, they trash, but that's why they feel that way.
Yeah.
Because even through all that success, we still whoop their ass, so it don't really matter.
Yeah. Shout out to the Chiefs. Listen, my most disappointing space was obviously I heard about the AFC West. I didn't get to jump in there, but I heard that nobody showed up. Man, you know, y'all let the Chiefs run a division. That's nasty work. Let me tell you something.
A couple of them showed up. Hold up.
I don't care how many divisions or how many Super Bowls the Eagles win. I would just never let them take over like a division talk, and that is because it's tough. The AFC East part didn't have nothing to talk about for 20 years either when Tom Brady and company was running the show. So I get it. The Eagles will never have that type of success. So
the Broncos fans tried to talk.
We would still be able to talk trash within the division.
I had to try to hype them up, like, bro, y'all just gonna let them just.
Hey, they tried, but when Mark said. Like, when Mark and them was like 15 straight, they couldn't say nothing.
I'm like, damn, 15 straight. I said, they punched on y'all 15.
They haven't been this since 2015, bro.
I said, damn. I said, well, damn. But you still need to say something. So what? They beat y'all 15. Get it straight. So what? Like, Mark and them had they feet
but what
up
can
in
you
the
say?
Door. I'm like, yo,
what can you say? I guess you can look forward to this season.
I mean, the only thing I can say is we got Sean Payton now, so I guess it's gonna be different. I don't know.
Hope that Russell Wilson is better.
And the Chargers can talk to a little bit. And the Raiders not so much, but the Chargers can. They have a bright guy in Justin Herbert, so they can have that conversation a little bit. They can talk a little bit, and that's kind of what I would have binged on. But look, man, I enjoyed it, but there is something that I gotta announce before we roll up out of here. We got a versus coming up. And we're gonna do what we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do that Sunday night. Can we do that Sunday night? Is everybody available Sunday night? Mark, check your schedule, please, bro. Because I just
Sunday night.
Check your schedule, bro.
I can do Sunday night.
What time Sunday night?
5 my time.
That's 8.
So
our time.
That's 8 your time.
That's 8 our time. The East Coasters.
Yeah, you're gonna have us up all night. I think I'm good for Sunday night. The undercard. Did we decide on the undercard? I believe that the undercard is going to be. We're gonna do Kelsey versus Glock, right?
Nah, Calvin and AB.
AB versus Megatron.
Okay, why? I thought that was gonna be the main event.
Nah.
Antonio Brown up against Megatron. That is going to be the undercard. The main event is going to be Gronk versus Travis Kelce. We'll probably come up with some type of scenarios for this. Because some of them joints just get blown out the water. Well, no, I think straight up is actually okay. I think we can.
I mean, straight up for both of them. Straight up for both of them.
You're gonna have
in their primes.
Because in their primes, they were both they were all crazy.
Yeah, so make sure that y'all tap into the community. Make sure you tap into the page. We're going to set the space. Make sure that you set your reminder. But this was a great first show, guys. I enjoyed myself. I had a little bit of nerves coming in for some reason. I host shows that y'all know I'm always on a show, but I was a little nervous this time around because Sports After Hours, Sports After Dark in general, this is our baby, y'all. You know what I'm saying? So this was a great first show. How y'all feeling? We did it. Show 1 is finally in the book. Sports After Dark After Hours, man. How y'all feel?
Feel good, man. I'm about to do 100 more.
I feel like y'all didn't have enough drink in here. I feel like y'all didn't have to. Shout out to CeeLou for bringing the drink. I'm gonna have my non-alcoholic tequila next week.
Yeah, I got a light water for him. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, young, and I was on the margaritas tonight too, dog.
I got you.
Hey,
I got you.
12% too.
Hey, that's a good joint. That's a good joint, right?
Hey, it's a good one.
Training camp starts next week for a lot of teams.
Oh yeah, facts.
I'm excited. Anybody going to training camp? I think I might try to get out Oxnard. I may see what's up.
My quarterback black.
I try.
Actually, I may pull up to your boys' camp, man.
Yeah, you're close. How far are you? Like an hour?
Like an hour away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mark, let me
Yeah, you
know
might have to
something,
pull
man.
up.
If you're able to swing over there.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to see if I can get some content.
Yeah, for sure, man. You know what I mean? I was trying to get in the doors this year. They said not this year, but next year I'm gonna be in there for
Oh,
sure.
what's up?
Where do the Niners have their camp at?
We play in Santa Clara.
Oh, it's in Santa Clara. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we don't go nowhere.
That's like a 5-hour drive from you, though, Mark.
Yeah,
You might as well go back to Vegas,
We
bro.
practice at Levi's.
yeah. Oh, okay.
You
Yeah.
might as well go back to Vegas for that.
Hey, y'all watch out for the dynamic duo, man.
That's gonna be a good duo.
You got the AR
Oh, you got a
jersey.
Richardson jersey, right?
Yeah, I got the AR jersey already. Yeah.
You should
AB
get the white
Squared.
one.
AB Squared hooked me up. Hey,
Shout
listen.
out to A. Shout out
The
to
last
Ash.
Shout out to
the
AB
night of the
Squared.
draft, the night of the draft, she ordered that joint. As soon as he got drafted, she put in the order.
She a real one, but they
Yeah.
they all right.
Dynamic duo, dog.
They'll be all right.
My
Yeah, they're gonna
quarterback.
be crazy. They're gonna be crazy. They're gonna be crazy. I can see it.
Again, y'all, we want to make sure that we shout out our DJ DG. I think DJ gonna be on live next week. You know what I'm saying? DJ gonna bring it to us live. You know, listen, this is a new show. There's gonna be some stuff that we implement, take away. Y'all gonna be able to see the growth of everything as it happened. I'm super excited that y'all are able to see us for, like, obviously Sports After Dark, we're a community vibe, but we like to give y'all the floor to talk about things and topics and stuff and that. And then this is After Hours. This is us coming on, kind of going back over the things that maybe was talked about in the space, that how does, you know what I'm saying? I want to come up with this segment like Twitter talk, because there's some stuff going on. I heard the DBs in the NFL is beefing, and we'll talk about that probably like on the space. But I heard that there's a couple of these Sauce Gardner and Darius Slay and all them kind of beefing. They would never be so ghetto with the Dallas Cowboys, by the way. But I'm just saying, I heard they jumping on spaces, man. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta, it's about to be, but can you imagine these players like jumping in spaces? Oh, and then the quarterback thing came on, Mark, with Patrick Mahomes and all them on Netflix.
Yeah.
At some point, we're gonna have to talk about that. They should have had Dak, but they had Kirk Cousins for some reason.
So they had
Marcus Mariota.
They had the white Dak. So what?
All right. Damn. The only thing this don't have is a mute button. And
emoji.
You know what? All right. Okay. I'm not gonna lie, man. Boy, y'all, we an hour and I gotta go because boy, listen, y'all got anything to say before we wrap? Because we wrapping up the first episode of Sports After Dark After Hours. It was a good time.
Continue to grow with us, man. Continue to grow with us. That's all I gotta say.
Of course.
We appreciate y'all.
Look, y'all can see us do that now. They probably be doing that on the
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Yeah, I had a good time. Y'all know the vibes, man. In the meantime, in between time, see y'all on the timeline. Good night.